Hi Gandhi class, I hope you all had a fantastic weekend and I hope you enjoyed your no screen time for our wellbeing afternoon last Friday. So welcome to your first maths lesson of this week, and our learning objective for this lesson is can I draw pictograms? So in today's lesson we are going to be recapping our learning from year 2 so that we are able to explain why the key is important with a pictogram, to complete a pictogram using a tally chart and a key given, and to draw a pictogram using an appropriate key. So what I'd like for you to do before we do that is our quick starter activity. So get your mini whiteboard or your pencil and paper ready, pause the video to answer these questions, and then we will go through the answers together. So pause the video now. Okay, let's have a look at question number 1. So question number 1 says, how many bikes were seen in the morning? That's important because it means we are only caring about the morning. Now here is a table. We've got time, morning, afternoon, bike seen. And then at the side, we've got a key. And the key shows us that for every 1 bike you see, it's worth 5 bikes. Now, because we only care about the morning, we're just going to be looking at this row here. So you've got 1, 2, 3, 4 bikes. Every bike is worth 5, which means you've got 5, 10, 15, 20. So they saw 20 bikes in the morning. Number 2, how much money is there altogether? Now that altogether means we are going to be looking for the price of it all. So we're going to be adding it together. So let's have a look. We've got a £10 note, £1 coin, £1 coin, 10 pence, 20 pence, and 1 pence. And what we'll do is start by adding the pounds together first, and then we'll do the pence. So let's have a look at the pounds. £10, add £1, add £1, gives us £12. And then 10 pence, add 20 pence, add 1 pence, gives us 31 pence. So it's £12 and 31 pence. Next one, calculate 24 times 3. So 3 lots of 24, which is the same as saying 24, add 24, add 24. 3 lots of 24. And the answer to this is 72. And the last one, what is 345 add 100? So you could use the column method to help you work this out. So 3, 4, 5, add 100. 5 add 0 is 5. 4 add 0 is 4. 3 add 1 is 4. So your answer for this one is 445. Well done for working those out. Okay, let's move on to this question. So I want you to have a look at the pictogram here. What do you notice? Pause the video to have a think. Okay, so by pictogram, we mean showing data through pictures. So you're looking at the seasons here. You've got spring, summer, autumn, winter. And then you've got pictures of the sun. But where do you need to look to find information about the pictogram? Pause the video and have a think. Well done if you said the key. The key is really important because it tells us what the pictures represent. So we know that for every 1 sun we see, it's worth 2 votes. So by looking at that word votes, it probably means that this pictogram is about people's favorite weather. So let's go through and work out how many people chose spring, summer, and autumn. So if we know that for every 1 sun, it means 2 votes, then we've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 6 times 2 is 12. So 12 people chose spring. Summer, we've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 suns. For every one sun, it's 2. So we're doing 7 times 2, which is 14. Well done. Okay, let's go to autumn. We've got 1, 2, 3, 4 suns, but for every one sun, it's worth 2 votes. So that means we've got 8 votes, because 4 times 2 is 8. And then winter, we've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 suns, but for every one sun, it's 2 votes. So that means we've got how many votes? 10. Great work, because 5 times 2 is 10. Okay, let's have a look at the next one. So we need to use the tally chart to complete the pictogram below. But look at the key. How many people does one rectangle stand for? Pause the video and have a think. Well done. For every one rectangle, it means 2 people. And that's really important. We need to keep that in mind. So let's have a look at Teddy. Teddy is a favorite toy. How many people chose Teddy? Well done. 10 people chose a teddy. Now we need to represent this as a pictogram. However, for every one rectangle, it means that 2 people chose it. So if 10 people chose Teddy, how many rectangles do you think we're going to be drawing? Pause the video and have a think. Well done. We'll be drawing 5 because 10 divided by 2 is 5. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay, let's have a look at blocks. So we've got 5, 10, 15, 16 blocks here. But for every rectangle, it represents 2 people. So how many blocks are we going to draw? Pause the video and have a think. Well done if you said 8, because 16 divided by 2 is 8. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, oh, whoops, 8. There are some very funny looking rectangles, but never mind. Okay, let's have a look at dolls. We've got 5, 6 dolls here. How many rectangles are we going to draw? Pause the video to have a think. Well done if you said 3, because 6 divided by 2 is 3. So we're going to be drawing 3 rectangles. Okay, now let's have a look at puzzles. So we've got 1, 2, 3, 4 who chose puzzles. So how many rectangles are we going to draw? Use the key to help you. Pause the video to have a think. Well done if you said 2, because 4 divided by 2 is 2. So that's how we would convert a tally chart into a pictogram using a key. Okay, how is this pictogram different to the last? Pause the video and have a think. Well done if you said the key. This time, a circle is worth 5. So now we're going to need to use the information in the tally chart to complete the pictogram. So the first thing we need to do is work out the total of the tally chart. So let's have a look at lion first. We've got our tallies here. Let's count them together. 5, 10, 15, 20, 25. So we've got 25 here. Now let's have a look at the elephant. 5, 10, 15. So we've got 15 for that one. Oh, sorry, that's a bit of a weird looking one. And let's count the giraffe. 5, 10, 15, 20. So we've got 20 here as our total. The red panda, my favorite animal. 5, 10, 15. And then the rhino, 5. Okay, now we need to convert these totals into our pictogram, but we know that for every one circle we draw, it means 5 animals. So what do you think we're going to do for the lion? Pause the video and have a think. Well done. We're going to have to divide whatever number is in the total by 5. So if we've got 25 here, 5, 10, 15, 20, 25. So 25 divided by 5 is 5. So I'm going to draw 5 circles. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay, now let's have a look at the elephant. 15 divided by 5. What is that? Pause the video to have a think. Well done if you said 3. 1, 2, 3. Okay, and the giraffe. So we're going to do 20 divided by 5, which is what? Pause the video to have a think. Well done if you said 4. 5, 10, 15, 20. Goes in 4 times. 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, red panda. We've got 15 here. What are we going to do? Well done, divide by 5. So how many circles are we going to draw for the red panda? 3. Well done. 1, 2, 3. And the rhino, 5 divided by 5 is what? 1. Well done. So we're going to draw 1 there. So that is our tally chart when we have a key where it equals 5. Okay, the next one. The mathstronaut has been asked to make a pictogram to show the information in the tally chart. He says he will use the key shown. Do you agree with the mathstronaut's choice of key? Explain your answer. So in this key, you've got a circle for the pictogram, and for every circle you see, it equals 10 people. Do you agree with this choice? Pause the video and have a think. Okay, so if we have a look at the first one, we can see 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30, 35, 40, 45. Now, if our key, where we show a circle for 10 people and the roast for the lunch order is 25, we won't be able to draw full circles. So it might make it a little bit tricky for us. What would we have to do? If we use the key where the circle equals 10 people, what would we need to do you think? So there are 2 options. We could keep the key as 10, but if we've got a leftover 5 like this, we would have to draw a half circle to represent 5, because then you're showing that half of that is worth 5. So that's one option. Or we could use a different key where the circle represents 5, because you can see there are lots of 5s here. So that's one way that we could get around this problem. So either when you draw the pictogram, you halve the picture, or you change the key. Okay, so now it's your turn. You need to choose between activity 1, activity 2, and activity 3. And then you can challenge yourself further with the challenge questions. So, using a ruler, draw the tally chart and pictogram. Can you use the tally chart to complete the pictogram? Now, it's really important to note here that for your key, for every 1 square, it's 2 birds. Okay? So for every 1 square, it's 2 birds. If you are completing activity number 1 using a ruler, please pause the video here. Okay, activity number 2. Again, using a ruler, draw the tally chart below and pictogram. Can you use the information in the tally chart to complete the pictogram? And you can use a symbol of your choice. So if you don't want to do a square, you could do something different. Maybe you'd want to draw a picture of a bird because it's about birds. So you need to use a ruler to put this tally into a pictogram using a key of your choice, using the symbol. Needs to say 2 birds is the picture, but you can choose the symbol that you use. So pause the video here if you are going to complete activity number 2. Okay, activity number 3. Gandhi class are selling tickets for their school play. They record how many tickets they sell for each day. Use a ruler to draw a pictogram to represent this data. So here you've got Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday. You've got the tally and you need to draw a pictogram with a key of your choice. So you can have a picture and then tell me what that picture equals. How many tickets does it represent? Pause the video here if you are going to be completing activity number 3. And the challenge. So let's get my highlighter out. A class is collecting data. This girl says we saw 11 fewer red cars than white. This boy here says we saw 2 fewer blue cars than red. This girl says we saw 5 more white than black. And this boy says we saw 9 black cars. You need to create a pictogram to display the information here, where one picture represents 2 cars. That's your key. The next one, Riley is drawing a pictogram to show year 2's favorite superheroes. We've got a number of children and one picture represents 10 children. Riley says, I must draw 5 circles to show 25 children prefer Hulk. Is he right? Explain your answer. And 9, Mariam is drawing a pictogram where one picture represents 3 trees. Mariam knows there are fewer ash trees than beech and fewer oak trees than ash. How many trees could be oak? Complete the pictogram. Please make sure you upload your work to Tapestry Gandhi class and I will see you next time. Bye.